Right. Hi, good evening, Riyadh. I believe I'm your last speaker before you end for the day. I'm hoping to give you a glimpse of what my organization, People Plus AI, does as we try to tackle the digital divide in an ongoing quest for equal access. Now, context for this, India, while we have a lot of tech, a lot of sort of growing boom, new economy, new technology, we are still a poor country. We are still a country that lives in a stark reality where there is a lot of wealth on one hand, but also a lot of poverty. How do we get equal access for all? This is the job that my organization does. We're a not-for-profit, but we're an AI research lab of sorts. And I'm going to present today the strategies that we are adapting to get equal access in the field of AI. So we mostly volunteer run, funded by Nandan Nilekani, who was the ex-CEO and co-founder of Infosys. He's a billionaire and a philanthropist, and that's the source of our funding. He was also the creator of India's digital ID program and digital payment rails, which are open. And we're trying to continue that sort of those ideas in tech in the world of AI. And so the driving principle behind what we do is that if we don't pay attention, we get into a world where humanity is shaped by technology. This is fancy words, but what do I mean? I basically mean unequal access and a world in which if you have to start a Thai restaurant, your best bet is to call it Thai food near me, because that's how we Google for restaurants, right? We search for restaurants by writing this. So it's an actual restaurant that somebody started called Thai food near me because they thought it's the best way to get in front of my customers, right? They're gaming the algorithm. You see that photo over there, that if you want that picture of solitude, want to go post on your social media, we are all queuing up in line to go take that picture. And we're all agreeing with each other, okay, you take your turn, I'll take my turn, then we'll take that picture, then we'll all post it on our Instagrams and show the world that we're living in solitude. And we have peace and we're going to these lovely places. But what if we could live in a world where our technology is shaped by humanity, which means that everybody has equal access? And if you have to do this, you have to think about public AI, public-spirited AI. The problem with AI today is that, as we know, it's very expensive. It's only in the hands of a few. Now, if you want to have public-spirited AI, you can't look at what the big companies and the big countries and the rich countries are doing and ask that question, how can we do the same? You have to ask a different question, right? How do we get to where the world will be? And the secret to this is that it may be capex heavy now, but all of these companies will want to recover that money back through operating expenses, through operating revenues, right? And this is where countries like India have a great chance, because we have a lot of users who want to use AI to better their lives, as opposed to sort of AI for conveniences or for cutting costs. We can get AI to help people, like in healthcare, as the previous speaker showed, in many education and many other ways. But if you really think about the use case for AI, you can start focusing not on making big models, but small models. Not on collecting all the world's data, but coming up with the data that you need in the domain you're working in. And through these little innovations, we can turn challenges into opportunities. And India, we specifically believe, it is going to be a favorable country in this new world of AI, because outside of data, compute, and models, the other things that we also need for AI are talent and use cases. We don't talk about these things. The use cases are what will take AI to the next level, where we'll actually have sort of AI spread to everybody. And cracking those use cases is not the same job as building foundation models. So we have opportunity and scope, even in developing countries, for the use of AI. Now, this is sort of where in India we already have this DPI, digital public infrastructure, where we've taken these principles to boot. Our payment rails, our quick payment system is very open. People combining the power of such technologies such as UPI along with AI can create a way to create equal access for a lot of people and to come up with newer and newer use cases, with some of which I will show you, that can lead to us having a significant advantage. Now, this is the principles around which the organization is built, that we try and create public goods, right? We try and create things that can be used by many to create newer and newer use cases personalized to everybody. the more heterogeneity there is in the market, the more diverse the solutions, the more chances we have of bridging that divide, of getting equal access. And this is therefore what we do is that we try to find those use cases, build infrastructure to take those use cases to population scale, bring together sort of entrepreneurs, users from diverse group, whether they're doctors, city planners, etc. And we ask all of them, how would you use AI? How would you use it to benefit the country? And we finally celebrate and cheerlead the best use cases that we've come up with. So the one popular use case that we're already seeing have more than 1 million plus users a day is the idea of what we call Jan Ki Baat, or basically the idea of listening at scale. In India today, whenever you have a government program rollout, for example, or a large FMCG company that wants to talk to its users, one of the problems that they face is that at the scale of India, at 1.5 billion people, when you try to listen to each of your users, it's like a game of Chinese whispers. You can't actually understand what they're saying. Now, you'll have all seen a chatbot like it was in the previous slide, where the user is asking a question and the chatbot is giving an answer, an intelligent answer from its knowledge base. But what if we flip that equation? What if we had 1:1 conversations where the AI bot is asking the question? So the AI bot can call you and ask, hey, did you get water? Was the water clean? Did you get, is your school education sufficient for your children? Are they facing any problems with the teachers? You can have these bots call up people and collect feedback, collect insights. The best part is you don't need a call center. You can scale this to thousands or millions of people already, and you can take all those conversations and put them into a database, which can then be analyzed by AI again. What we are seeing this use for already is governments are using this to get feedback on whichever programs that they're rolling out, are they actually effective? They're also trying to learn how to respond to disasters. So we have one trial going on right now, where we're asking people, hey, the last time you had a flood, what issues did you have? So that the next time there is a flood, the government can be better prepared, right? So again, this technology can be scaled to millions today, and you get both quantitative and qualitative insights. Like I said already, we're already doing about we've done 1 million plus calls in various use cases, and we are figuring out how to scale this to entire government scale. The other thing that we're trying to do to bridge the digital divide is the concept of the open cloud compute. The open cloud compute is addressing another big divide that we don't have, which is compute. Compute is expensive, and how do you get access to this? Now, the trick is in realizing that, again, there is going to be training cycles which require a lot of compute, large data centers all clustered together. But for inference, you largely need smaller amounts of compute. And in India, what we're trying to do is link up micro data centers together through one common cloud layer. Because while each data center may not be big enough to serve the need, as a network, they're able to serve these needs much better. And the trick is interoperability. If we can make all these data centers talk the same language, it then creates a virtuous cycle. Just like you have an Airbnb, which puts all hotel rooms on one platform, one aggregate place. We're trying to do this with data centers, with compute in one sort of network that we call OCC. Trials of this are underway in India right now. And if this works out and is a standard, we are trying to push this globally, because there's no reason why compute has to be local. Right? There's an article in the Times just yesterday which talked about how only 30 countries in the world have all the known GPUs. Right? The rest of the countries are going to be GPU poor. And how do we bridge that divide? Possibly with technologies like this. There's about 25 other projects on our website, including some very interesting ones like Green Track, where we're using AI to actually look at the building plans and bill of materials in the project, in any construction project, and talk about how we could make that building plan green, which means changes in the materials used, changes in the design, etc. And AI will advise you on how to make that building green. We have Sunva.ai, which is AI accessibility for the deaf. We're looking at how current transcription tools give you the entire summaries. But actually, if you are somebody who's hearing impaired and wants to listen to a conversation, often the entire transcript is not good enough. What you need is sort of highlights and summary. So better listening aids per se with AI is what we are building in Sunwa. And similarly, we have a lot more projects going on. Now, one thing I want to tell you is all of this is built by volunteers, right? So this is all happening not because we are a very large research lab or we have a lot of funding. All of this happens with people working in tech who in their spare time are willing to build stuff that will help the country or the world as a large, at large. And therefore, anybody can get involved. And if any of you would like to work with us, this would be the easiest way to find our projects page. Find a project that you like and get involved. Because the ultimate belief that we have at People Plus AI is that AI won't change the world, you will. The applications and the use cases of AI that you think are going to benefit humanity are the ones that you can put your might behind and come bring alive. Thank you. That's my time.